when you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you find it's just a waste of time? You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.
And welcome in to our podcast that we affectionately call Ron and Jen's Great Escape. And the goal of the Great Escape is to escape a lot of the negativity that's going on out there. And if we do have to discuss meat and potato issues, if you will, we will do it in the most positive possible way.
I think so.
Sometimes that's not possible to do.
It is not possible to do that sometimes. However, I think that both of our personalities together combined can perhaps create some kind of...
Mega powers.
Mega powers.
Yeah, you like that?
Like Superman over there.
Superman. Mega powers. All right.
Crack me up, Lauren.
Political scene in the Providence Journal today goes back, and they have opinions that are split now on the Woo Sox, as the Woo Sox are ready to open Polar Park. Now, this still stings to me. I don't know about you. But
well, it's sad. I wouldn't say stings.
Yeah.
I think it's sad. The
sting.
Woo Sox, that's just dopey.
Yeah, it's stupid. They should have renamed the whole thing, you know.
Right.
But they're supposed to open up.
You know.
They're supposed to open up their new Polar Park on May the 11th. But man, what a blank storm they've gone through in Worcester, if you will, because as the political scene in the Providence Journal said, it ain't exactly peanuts and Cracker Jack time there, because listen to this, cost overruns. Worcester's Polar Park now, Jen, is the most expensive minor league ballpark in the world. Worcester in the world. It clocks in at about $157 million so far. All these different things that added up because it was COVID, you know, construction got bounced back so many months and what have you. So, you know, I'm really sorry to see the Paw Sox leave. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a damn good thing we're not on the hook for that new stadium.
But hold on. With COVID particularly, wouldn't you think that there would be federal monies coming in to help rescue and...
Can you use that for that?
I don't know. Supplement the losses that incurred from not being able to continue on with this project.
I mean, know.
This is a massive... We're not just talking... And nothing... I'm not saying nothing against small businesses, but we're not talking... Because I know you can say anything these days, people get angry. But I'm saying this is a massive million, potentially... in 10 years, billion-dollar industry, but it is Worcester, so...
I'm not sure it qualifies
would anybody
for that.
be interested in rescuing it?
See, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether or not you can use that kind of money for
neither
that.
do I.
Worcester originally...
And I love small business, for the record.
Yes, you do.
We support small business.
Support
yes,
them.
Yes, we do.
And the Journal says Worcester originally expected the team to pay $36 million, and the city $70 million to build $86 to $90 million stadium. Boy, and it just goes up, and up. And a lot of the real estate in the surrounding area that's supposed to support this thing, it's going nowhere so far.
Well, Ron, have you been...
It might be the white elephant.
When was the last time you were in Worcester?
I wouldn't go
Worcester.
to... there's no reason for me to ever go to Worcester. And, you know, the end of the article, it says here, it's only 40 miles away, and boy, the tickets at Fenway are so much more expensive. Yeah, that's nice. I'm not traveling 40 miles to go see the Worcester Woo Sox. I'm still pissed.
No, well,
I'm pissed.
All right, well, you're pissed. I'm not pissed, but I just kind of... Worcester, why? I used to go see the Grateful Dead there, and as much as I love the Grateful Dead,
you're still in Worcester.
Way back in the day, you're in Worcester.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost as bad as going to see him in Hartford. Oh, terrible.
Bad news out of the mouth of Warren Buffett. He says very substantial inflation is heading our way, and he actually evoked the name of Jimmy Carter. Oh,
Jimmy Carter. He's a nice guy, Ron.
Yeah, well, he's a nice man, you know, but so's my uncle. I don't want him running the country.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is. He's the oldest living
And Betty
president.
White. Jimmy Carter and Betty White are still alive.
He's well into his 90s at this particular point, but since the
90s.
Years of the 1970s, we might be looking at this painful inflation.
Watch what I'm about to do. I'm going to
painful inflation, though. Lumber up 265%.
Yeah.
Coffee up 13%. Sugar 59%. You know why? Because everything's shut down. And it's going to take a long time to gear back up. And you can't find people to work because we're paying them not to work.
Let me ask you this. I was going to say, Ron, for the audience out there who's unaware of what inflation is, what's inflation?
What's inflation?
Yes.
You mean the actual formula for inflation?
No, we don't need a Ross Perot moment with flowcharts, pal.
What's inflation? Inflation
What,
is...
when if somebody's watching and says, I don't know what that is, because that's really possible given this podcast.
Well, I don't know what it is. I mean, do you want the actual definition of it? All I know is that everything costs more.
That's it. That's all you had to say.
Everything costs more expensive, because it costs more to make them and make the stuff, and people aren't making anything.
But do you think? I'm just wondering that a lot of what we're seeing, these higher prices, is simply because businesses. It's not that everything was shut down. It's they're trying to make back the money that was lost.
Both. Both.
Yeah, so instead of the meat being, a package of meat being $5, now it's $10. And if you've noticed, things are getting smaller. Cookies are getting smaller.
I'm getting smaller.
Packages are getting smaller.
I am. I'm 66 years old. I'm getting smaller.
He is shrinking.
I
am.
True. I might actually shrink during this podcast.
Because your spine goes like this. You go.
Yeah. I might be shrinking during this podcast.
Your hair shrunk.
I'm not even sure. Yeah. Well, Patty took it all off. She's been cutting my hair.
Can we talk about this for a minute?
No. Let me finish this first. Gas prices.
We'll save that for remember when.
Gas prices in California.
Yeah.
Up for the 9th straight day. They're changing the prices we drive by. Every gas station here in the Ocean State, too. So gas in California is closing in on $4, a little over $4.
I thought we had a ton of oil.
The other thing is...
North Dakota...
The delivery trucks. The delivery trucks aren't rolling. They don't have anybody... They can't find anybody to drive the big rigs.
You know what he says to me last week?
Crazy.
He says, I can see you doing that.
Yeah, I can see you driving
on and off the air. As though I'm going to drive an 18. I can't even navigate my Jeep.
Well, and you know what there's a shortage of now?
Nice people.
Yeah, that and addition to this,
true,
chlorine for swimming pools. There's a shortage of those tablets.
Why?
So we could have a Caddyshack moment there with the O. Henry or the Baby Ruth floating to the top.
Have you ever been in a public pool and have that?
No, I have been in.
I've been in a public pool and seen kids pee.
Yeah, well,
I've definitely.
Well, they put stuff in public pools now that will change the color of the water.
But I've never seen that floating, the Baby Ruth floating in the water.
And Carl Spackler. Carl Spackler picks it up, takes the bite, and says, "It's no big deal."
No big deal. That's so nasty.
It's okay.
Timeless classic.
So, what did you want to say about my hair, real quickly, before we finish up on news?
Well, I was going to save it for remember when, but since you asked,
okay, go.
All right. So I come over. I have not seen Ron. I go over, and I haven't seen Ron and his wife in quite some time. And I get here, and I say, Ron, well, gosh, did you pull a politician? Somebody that goes to a salon and gets their hair done, and they're not supposed to in the middle of a pandemic. Man, woman, doesn't matter.
No.
His wife has been, and I thought, didn't you say you have the Flowbee? Or was that a joke?
No, that was a joke.
Oh, I thought that she was cutting his hair with the Flowbee.
If you don't know what a Flowbee is, maybe we'll put the commercial up at one particular time.
Oh, we should.
It's like a vacuum cleaner for your head that has a clipper in it.
It's so great.
That's a great idea, isn't it? Yeah. No, I actually bought a pair of professional shears, clippers.
Oh, and Patty's a professional.
Well, she is now.
She is now.
And she knows that I don't.
She's a professional.
She also found out I don't tip well.
Well. Yeah.
Bill and Melinda Gates ending their marriage after 27 years.
I didn't know that.
Happened just as you walked in the door.
I care, but I'm shocked.
It happened just as you walked in the door. 27 years together.
Who's going to get what, Ron?
Apparently, first 26 must have been the most difficult, because after 27, they're calling it kaputs. He's worth $124 billion. Sit down with a B. $1 billion. Now, they must have had a prenup. They had to have a prenup, I would think.
Did I ever tell you this story when I...
About Bill Gates?
Yes, when I sent Bill Gates a letter asking for a private donation to me. And I actually got a letter.
You got a response?
I did.
That's fabulous.
I got a letter back, and they said...
I love that.
Yeah, and he said... Well, I mean, it was signed by him, but it wasn't really him.
Sure it was. Right.
And it said, I don't donate, or our company, Microsoft, doesn't donate to
Thanks
private...
for your interest.
Right. So blah, blah,
now
blah,
get
blah,
out.
blah. Get out.
I hope you kept that.
I'm sure it's somewhere. I also wrote Nike a letter and got a free pair of sneakers.
That's great.
I did.
It's
true.
Maybe I'll try that after this.
That was in the 90s.
I might try that after this.
Maybe?
Germany is canceling Oktoberfest for the second year in a row because of the virus, because of the pandemic. It's a mess. It's a mess in Europe. It really is.
It sure is. A lot of alcoholics are going to be pissed off.
Yeah. So Oktoberfest.
You ever go there?
Does this answer your question?
Oh my God.
This is an official Oktoberfest mug.
I guess he went there.
Yes, I have been to Oktoberfest. I was in Oktoberfest in 1988. And I know you were stationed in Germany when you served the country, so you must have visited.
Oh, did I ever? And in those days, I still couldn't drink. It doesn't matter whether I was a teenager, in my 20s, 30s, 40s, never worked out for me. I will tell you this, though. All I remember about this one night at Oktoberfest, everybody was starving, and there was this one hut, and they were making full chicken. I got into a little bit of a confrontation with an 8-year-old over a chicken, speaking of salty food, and she won, by the way.
There you go.
She won, not me.
As
we
a
were ripping that chicken
throwdown.
apart. Yeah, and
They
beer
have-
was involved. Listen, it's not a proud moment for me, but she won. She got the chicken.
Not a proud moment for a lot of people at Oktoberfest, that's for
Thank
sure.
you. That's a solid point.
And they have salty food. So you eat, and the chicken, they keep the skin on and all
They
kinds
do.
of
It's
salt.
really good.
How about those huge radishes
Sorry
they
for
serve?
all you vegans. Sorry, guys.
They serve radishes that are like the size of your fist. And
Really?
And they bowl them out.
I never
They
saw
bowl 'em out,
those.
and then they salt them. And, of course, the enormous pretzels are
Well,
absolutely loaded.
did they use Miracle Grow or something?
They probably
Why were they
did.
the size of your noggin?
I don't know.
That's a what was that? What did you say it was? A
A
radish?
Yeah.
That's a large radish.
Huge. Maybe they grow them in the nuclear.
After that first cup of coffee the next day,
Ba-boom.
you don't want to be dating
Well,
anybody.
you're probably having your first cup of coffee at about 2 in the afternoon after Oktoberfest. but-
Good Lord.
And I feel badly because it is canceled for the second year in a row.
Yeah.
Now, what's on your plate as far as your particular news goes today when it comes to roadie rankers and where we are as an ocean state?
Well, I failed miserably last time I did this, so now I am going to where we rank in the ocean states. So I have a list.
Rank's the key word.
Yes,
by the way.
I have a list for the best and worst states for doctors.
Really?
Do they even exist anymore?
You mean
you try
just-
to make an appointment and
Oh,
you're
my
sitting
Lord.
around for months.
You mean doctors to serve us, or the worst and best states for doctors to be employed?
Well, let's
It's
see
probably
what it
a
says
little
here.
of both, right?
Well, seeing how you set the story up for me, I think you just told everybody what's it about. Don't you think? Let's see. Considering this past year we've been through and that the coronavirus pandemic isn't actually over, there's a definite concern about how prepared, I'll say, medical professionals are to handle sick citizens. Well, Wallet Hub has just come out with their list of the best and worst states for doctors.
They hate us, by the way.
They judged all 50 states and the District of Columbia on 19 factors. They include average annual wage of physicians, hospitals per capita, quality of public hospital systems, and my favorite, and more.
And more.
Whatever that
Whatever
means.
that cauldron is stirred.
Right. So the top 10 best states for doctors. Ready? Should we do worst or best?
Let's do worst first.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like to do that. I like the bad news first.
We don't have 10. There's only 7.
That's good.
Well, it says 10 worst states for doctors, but this... Oh, page 2.
Yes.
Excellent.
See that?
I
arrow?
didn't know. There
See
was
the
a page 2.
see the arrow? It says page 2.
Hey. All right, so number 10, New Hampshire.
For the worst?
For the worst.
Wow.
The 10 worst states for doctors. Okay, number 10. Hawaii's number 9.
Yeah, I believe that.
Connecticut. Really? Connecticut is number 8.
That's
There's a lot of
surprising.
swanky people
Yeah.
that live in...
La-di-da.
Yes.
La-di-da's any home. would say.
Foo-foos live
Yes.
in Connecticut.
Yeah.
All right, number 7 is Delaware. Number 6 is Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah.
Hard to
yeah.
believe.
I know. Number 5 is New Jersey. Number 4 is District of Columbia. Number 3, worst state for doctors, New York. New York
Yeah,
City.
I believe
Number 2, Alaska.
Okay.
Good old Sarah Palin. What's she up to these days?
Nothing.
Maybe she's going to the doctor.
No, yeah, maybe she is in Alaska.
I pity the fool.
I don't know if she still
See
lives
a
there.
doctor in Alaska.
I'm not even sure she still lives there, but anyway.
Really? She moved on. She's probably your neighbor. Would you go knock on her door if she lived next to you? I would.
Sarah Palin?
I sure would.
Yeah,
I'd
maybe.
say, hey, what do you think about Russia now, Sarah?
I'd say, hey, what publications do you read on a weekly basis?
Well,
Anyway.
God. Okay. And
Top 5 best. Top 5.
No, we didn't get to number 1.
Oh, what is number 1? The
Come
worst.
on, this is anticlimactic.
The
It
worst.
is Rhode Island.
The worst?
The worst. 10 worst states for doctors. Rhode
Wow.
Island's number 1.
So I guess we
What
don't
about
really.
hospitals? We have great hospitals.
Yeah, that's doctors though.
Oh,
not
doctors.
hospitals.
Pardon me, doctors.
Doctors.
Yeah, but doctors work at hospitals.
Yeah, but
So, I mean, doesn't one go
you
with
know what
the
it
other?
is? It's Wallet Hub. They hate us. Wallet Hub classifies us at the bottom of just about
Who works
everything.
at Wallet Hub?
I don't know. People who don't like us. Sarah Palin maybe. I don't know.
She might.
And the best, just number 1, wide open spaces there.
Again, this is the second show in a row that you've referenced the Dixie Chicks. Yes. So
Montana.
I've always wanted to go to Montana.
I've been to Montana 3 times.
Really? They have big hats there.
Absolutely
and
beautiful.
A lot of cattle.
Beautiful place in Montana.
Yes.
So do you want to do another Rhode Island story or you want to move on to your headlines?
No, let's do another Rhode Island story.
The best states in which to retire.
Oh, very good, because you're on the cusp of that, pal.
I am retired.
Do you want to
I'm not
retire?
on the cusp. I'm retired.
Really? Do
Yeah.
you really want to retire?
I'm done.
See you. Listen, I see you play Lady of Spain.
I'm doing this for fun.
What about going to be a lounge act?
Nope.
Ron and the accordion.
I'm done.
Okay.
I am done. All right.
All right, Wallet Hub, back at it. They looked at all 50 states to determine
Yes.
which are the best and worst to retire to. They judged each state based on 45 key indicators in areas of affordability, healthcare, and overall quality of life. Now, we've all heard jokes about Florida being filled with old people, and they're funny because apparently they're true. So the best states for retirement, but we'll start at number 10. No, we'll start at number 1 because I just kind of gave it away. Florida is number 1 for the best state. Colorado, number 2. Delaware, 3. Virginia, 4. North Dakota. I'm telling you, North Dakota is popping.
And South Dakota, too.
And South Dakota.
A lot of job
Well,
opportunities.
it doesn't say
there.
that. No, the next one's Montana. Your big hat and lots of cattle.
Mm-hmm.
State. Yeah. Idaho. Okay. Utah. You can have a lot of wives in Utah. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
You're going through that phase of life. You have a sports car and 10 wives.
And then you retire.
Yeah. Minnesota and New Hampshire. Those are the and then the 10 worst states for retirement. Illinois being number 10, Texas number 9, Connecticut 8, West Virginia 7, Kentucky
Taxes.
6. Guess who's number 5?
That would be Rhode Island.
Little old Rhodey.
Taxes.
Rediscover Rhode Island. Number 4, New Mexico. 3, Mississippi. New York is number 2, and New Jersey is number 3.
It's very difficult to retire here because of taxes.
Very,
very difficult.
Well,
do I think?
Yeah,
I mean, know it's
you can
brutal.
still, if you have a lot of money, you can still be comfortable in Rhode Island.
Oh, sure. If you have a lot of money, you can be comfortable anywhere, right?
Well, that's true. Do I really sound like that?
That you just did there. Okay, you want to do some special headlines that you found?
I do. This is my segment. So we got Jen's headlines.
Clearly your segment.
All right.
Clearly your segment.
Yeah, clearly. All right. So my headlines come from all types of things, not just the national news. So I want to help out people because I saw this headline. This actually was a headline with some of the things I was reading. And here it is. How using too much laundry detergent prevents clothes from getting clean.
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I want to provide a service here, with all of the insanity. So in some situations, Ron, the best way to fight big messes is by using, you think, more laundry detergent or cleaning supplies.
No.
That's not the case. Now, even when the recommended amount of laundry detergent seems inadequate, I'm so sorry. It's best. I don't have my glasses. Do you know what my glasses are? Do you see my clear glasses anywhere?
I don't know. This is my house. It's not your house. It's my house.
Adding too much soap to your washing machine
freaking glasses
can prevent, I can't find them, your clothes from getting clean, or worse, leave them dirtier than they were initially. Did you know that? So if you use too much laundry detergent, they can actually be dirtier. Now, Apartment Therapy has reported. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, sure. They were here this morning, in fact. Yeah, we broke bread.
Detergent makers warn against using more than the recommended amount of their product per load. Now, according to Tide, excessive detergent leads to excessive bubbles, which can do the opposite of what the soap was formulated to do. Suds sometimes act as a cushion between clothes. Did you know this?
No.
I didn't either.
It's news.
It is my kind of news. When there are too many suds and bubbles, they stop clothes from scrubbing against each other in the washing machine and getting as clean as they could possibly be.
All right.
And the bubbles also collect dirt.
So
off your laundry.
So you can actually use too much laundry detergent.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Isn't that something?
But what a scam. If read the back of the shampoo bottle. I love that. Wash, rinse, wash again. Why? It's to get you to use up more shampoo, so you buy more shampoo. You don't have to rinse and then shampoo again, especially now.
We know this.
I got no hair left.
Maybe I'll lend you my G. Your hair smells terrific.
Maybe
we can talk about that next and remember when. But listen, I have one more little valuable piece of information, and I did this actually for you. This headline: 10 of the most valuable modern sports rookie cards.
Modern.
So, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I thought, all right, Ron might be interested in this because this is something I don't think he's seen before. So On this list, I'll just give you a few.
Modern, though. That's interesting.
That's right.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I asked you, and forgive me, all you sports experts out there, I said, who's Mike Trout?
He's only the best player in all of baseball.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I got other fish to fry.
And has been for many, many years. So that's why his rookie card's probably worth a lot of dough.
I didn't know that. I've been busy.
Don't throw out those cards.
That's right. So you know what his rookie card is worth? $215,000.
Wow.
LeBron James, his 2003 Topps Chrome Refractor rookie card, $320,000.
I read that last week. I couldn't believe
He's
it.
not even retired. Zion Williamson, is this his first season?
Second.
Okay, because last of the amended season last year. So his rookie card is $165,000.
I believe it. Yeah.
I want to say, and one more.
There's gold within them cards.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Jackson,
65 grand. Patrick Mahomes, 188,000 for his. So I mean,
if you're lucky enough to have those rookie cards,
guys, don't give your cards away. Keep them
get,
in the last 15, 20 years.
Don't get rid of them.
Nope.
Let's talk
That's
about
it. Jen's headlines is
about
over.
Remember When.
Yes,
a little retro segment that we like. We did drive-ins in our first podcast, and we talked about how the Rustic is 70 years old, and the first drive-in is over 80 years old. And you asked me at that time, what was the first movie that was played at a drive-in? And
no, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you was, really? The Rustic was a porn theater or a drive-in in 1951? And you said, no, it was sometime later.
Well, if you went back and actually listened to the first podcast, as millions upon millions of you actually have, you did ask me what the very first movie was.
Did I?
Did be played at a drive-in 1921. Let me see.
I think
No,
you're right.
the first one opened up in 1933. First drive-in. The first movie was something called Bags of Gold. First movie shown by a theater. Bags of Gold produced.
Bags of Gold.
Yep. And they played it at the theater, in the drive-in theater.
Talkies were over,
in
right?
New Jersey. Talkies were just coming in. Talkies came in 1929, I believe, or 27.
They went out in 1927.
In that period.
Yeah.
The Silence went out.
Oh, that's right.
Silence was golden at that particular time. The other thing I wanted to mention in Remember When, and you left a stash, you left a huge thing of candy here. The other day.
I did.
I am shocked you still have your teeth.
I do.
But I get you this every Christmas. I get you something
Best
called.
gift ever, guys.
It's a
wait for it.
4-pound box of candy from decades gone by.
That's right.
And it's called Old Time Candy.
Old Time Candy.
It's a fabulous company, by the way. And so if you're looking for like a real out there kind of a gift for somebody, but that's kind of nostalgic in purpose, I highly recommend you go to their website. But you left this thing here the other day when we did the first podcast. Wax lips. Remember those things?
Yeah, you can't get those anymore.
Did you chew these and then like chew them like gum after you chewed? Yeah, I did that too.
But they didn't have any flavor.
No.
No,
you know why?
Because
they're wax.
What?
It's like chewing a candle.
Well, no, because you were going to get to something else. And
dots.
Dots.
Remember the paper dots?
Those are annoying to eat, but they were fun. And if you had a lot of dots when you were in grade school and you ran away, you don't want to share.
Don't get them confused with caps.
Right. No,
because
I know
that could be painful. Don't get them confused. Paps are red.
Yes.
Caps are red. These are different colors.
Yeah, they make your mouth blue, though.
Fake cigarettes.
And you can blow the ends.
Right. You blow the ends and some smoke comes out. You feel like you're the coolest.
I don't know.
Coolest kid in the room. Oh, I wouldn't even open those things.
Yeah.
I think they were packaged up in the Truman administration with this candy. And then nickel nip, they call these.
Yes.
And these are wax bottles, and they're filled with some really disgusting liquid of a lot of different colors. And Lord knows when these were first put together. But anyway, that's how I remember this.
But then at the end of that, though, hold on.
Then you can chew that wax
again.
Then
you can chew that wax.
Right. And it
That's
still
right.
has
Remember when you could actually get penny candy for a penny?
No flavor whatsoever.
I have one more thing for Remember When.
Penny candy, yeah.
Remember when you could actually and then all of a sudden penny candy became 2 cents?
Well,
it's not penny candy.
It's called inflation.
Well, yes, we discussed that earlier.
We did.
And
you know what I like the best? My favorite penny candy, not Twizzlers, but those licorice whips, the long strings of licorice. I love those. And then, of course, some kid would always have his filling come out on a squirrel nut.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Or a Mary Jane. Back to the dentist.
Yeah, back to the dentist. But remember when, Ron, the cigarettes, I wanted to tell you this, were 75 cents a pack of Marlboro Reds. Do you guys remember?
Do they make those anymore? Marlboro? I never smoked in my life. I wouldn't know.
Really?
I never smoked.
Good for you.
No, never smoked.
Yeah, I smoked on and off for a long time.
Never
and
did.
I haven't smoked in years and years and years because when you get to a certain age and you just don't want to die. So then you just start taking care of yourself. But, I mean, my dad would say, on a Saturday afternoon,
Give me a pack of smokes.
He'd be napping on the couch, and he used to love to watch the Pink Panther, Inspector Clouseau. And so he'd be laying there smoking his Marlboro Reds and walk up to Little General and get me. So I'd go up there with $1. I'd give the lady was Shelley. She'd give me a pack of Marlboro Reds. I'd get 25 red fish, put them in a bag. They'd be all greasy by the time I got home, and my father would have it. So $1. Can you imagine? Packet. That was 1978, 77.
It ain't going back that way.
No, I don't think so.
No.
So that's it now for Remember When.
Unusual history of stuff that we use on a daily basis. Where did that originate? Where did that come from? And we're going to start it off with an eating utensil, real quick.
Well, real quick, you better just hold on because I had it here and now it's gone.
If you don't, you can search that one out. If you don't like chopsticks, and I've never been able to master chopsticks, Jen's got some info for you in just a second. One of the things I've always wondered about is what in the world, where did a necktie ever come from?
Oh.
You know, a rag hanging around a guy's neck. Does that make any sense to you at all?
That's good. No.
The
not at all.
origin of the necktie.
Yes.
Most agree the necktie originated in the 17th century during a 30-year war. Boy, that one lingered. In France. King Louis XIII, he was a little... He hired Croatian mercenaries who wore a piece...
Was he eccentric? Is that what you're trying to say?
Just a tad.
Okay.
And the mercenaries wore a piece of cloth around their neck as part of their uniform, and that identified the different... soldiers from mercenaries. At least I always thought
that's
the other
interesting.
thing I heard was the origin was it was a napkin that people used to use it to wipe their gentlemen used to use it to wipe their mouths.
And then they'd wear the tie out. They'd wear the napkin out in public
if it matched
with food on their shirt.
if it matched.
Wow.
You know, if it matched. As long as it matches the shoes, you're all set.
I guess so.
You're all set.
But you can't wear white shoes before Memorial Day.
That's true.
And then after Labor Day, the slacks and the shoes go back in the closet.
They should. They don't always.
That is along with the Speedo. You know, I was thinking about that the other day.
What,
the
my-
mask Speedo
You like
combo.
that? I'm telling you, it's a cottage industry.
I think you're onto something.
It's a
I wanted
cottage-
to revisit that before I get to the fork.
It's
the
a
history of
moneymaker.
The fork, spine tingling.
It's a moneymaker.
Yeah, I think, honestly, that, Ron.
It's a moneymaker. Before we get into what's trending today, give me the history of the fork because
yeah,
I need
super
to
quick.
use a fork because I got no skill when it comes to chopsticks.
Well, let's put it this way. The
None.
reason why people used to think the fork, based on the way that it was designed, was an instrument of the devil. So people did not use,
yeah.
they used to eat with their hands, right? That for many
I know a lot of people who still do. But...
Well, anyway, so by the 11th century, forks were in use during the Byzantine Empire. And what happened was there was a princess, and she was eating, it was a sugary delicacy, and she didn't want to get her fingers dirty. So she commanded that the folks that work for her, being the 1% that she is, she said, come on now, make me something so that I don't get all funky
sticky
by
and
the end
icky.
of the meal. And so the fork was born. But what happened was, check this out. She died 3 years later, and people in her family said, she died of the plague, and they said, this is bad. She should keep using her hands. That's the devil. The devil possessed her and took her away with the plague. And so for about 300-400 years after that, we didn't have the fork until the rich decided they wanted it again sometime in the 14th century.
That plague was a bitch.
Isn't that
No
odd?
question about it.
Yeah,
No.
it's bad for your skin.
So there you go. There's the origin of the fork. There's the origin of the necktie that we know of. And that takes us to what's trending today.
What is trending?
We go from there to here.
Yeah.
Sales of pants are on the rise
Sales of pants?
as people are heading back to the office.
Oh, I was going to say why, because did everyone get fat during the pandemic like me?
One, I did, and
Yeah.
two, I still got my sweatpants on.
Really, he is wearing them right now.
And the fact that the big R has entered the equation for me, retirement, these are my digs, chez St.Pierre. So the sale of pants are back on. The rise in sales of dress clothing. And we know a lot of people up there in age whose pants are rising anyway. So,
Indeed. And you know, I see right now I have 2 pairs of pants. And they're both my fat pants. ladies, there's got to be other ladies.
You are,
They must know what I mean.
you with the fat. I mean, you swallow an olive and 6 guys leave town. That's how thin you are.
But listen, my clothes.
It's a great joke, by the way.
Yeah, I know. My clothes used to be so tiny, and now they're not. And so now I have.
God, I love that joke.
Yeah.
Such a great joke.
Hit the screen, would you, pal?
I will.
But I'm just saying that, I got 2 pairs of slacks right now. And but isn't that counterintuitive?
Slacks.
Yeah, I thought people weren't going back to. I thought people were going back to work. No one wants to work because they're getting the free money from the government.
I'll put on my trousers now. Slacks.
Let's go into the parlor.
Who says that?
I have to put my feet up on the hassock.
The parlor, yeah. Is that Rhode Island? The parlor.
I don't know.
The veranda
Of
the porch.
How about what was it?
The ottoman instead of the foot thing, whatever.
Oh, what's that? The breezeway.
Breezeway.
There you go. Is that? I don't think that's a Rhode Island thing.
I don't
My
know.
Nana had a breezeway, and it always smelled
Like
them,
Nana.
like my elderly
Like Nana.
Well, of course they're grandparents, but it always had a smell. When you walk into the breezeways, you're definitely at Nana's house.
There's Nana.
It wasn't bad. I love them very much.
Nana. Also on the rise, if you will, because there are other things that are on the rise, the sale of condoms now. Up as restrictions lift because people apparently are getting
too easy.
I'm sorry, people are getting busy. Market research firm says 23% hike from mid-March through mid-April. People getting busy. Woo.
But didn't you hear what
Sign of spring.
Michelle Obama said? She said, I've talked to my husband about everything I could possibly talk about. He's fascinating, but I need new energy. This, which is so you would think that when everybody comes out of hibernation, that they're sick of the people that they're living with.
No, what
had enough of the people that they're living with.
What's trending up big time, and that's what we're talking about now, stuff that's trending. There's a lot of people think that we're going to have a second edition of the Roaring 20s when this thing finally snaps and people are able to go crazy, go nuts, and get out there without masks on and stuff like that.
Well, what do you think's going to happen?
Of course, we're not knee deep in prohibition as they were in the 20s,
right?
So I don't know what they think. People are just going to go crazy, go nuts, going to have a party in the street.
Get out your zoot suit, Ron. We'll be partying up a storm. Remember that sucker?
Whipping up Martha and the Vandellas, and we'll be dancing in the streets.
You won a contest, by the way, didn't you?
I did. 10 years ago, believe that?
Wow.
10 years ago,
for the last 9 years, Ron, what contest was this?
It was Dancing with the Stars of Mentoring, which is based on Dancing with the Stars.
Once a year, I would hear him say, whether we were at lunch or on the phone, I won a dance competition once.
No contest, I said.
Yes, a dance contest once.
But if anybody wants to see it.
For the last 9 years.
If anybody would like to see it, you can log on to YouTube. It is still there.
It is, really.
And you just put in Ron St.Pierre and Kathy St. Jean, and you will see me do the quick step and
it was impressive. I saw it live. I thought it was pretty good.
And lastly, something I want to point out, because we talked about, we talked in the first podcast about wrestling and how you and I were, as kids, younger, we used to watch it on Saturday mornings and what have you. I'm still into professional wrestling. I just think I love the orchestration of it. I think the way they promote it is genius. Right now on A&A, they're running biographies of wrestlers gone by. And the one that was on just the other night was Randy Macho Man Savage.
I think I caught a little bit of that.
And
that's right.
I actually worked with Macho Man at 94 HJY when he came in, and he co-hosted Afternoon Drive with. He did the entire show with Rick O.B.
Oh my gosh.
He did Afternoon Drive, and anybody's familiar with Macho Man, ooh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim, bang, that's the Macho Man.
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
Yeah, sure.
I don't.
And he comes in, so in comes Macho Man.
Man-child.
In comes Macho Man Randy Savage, and he's talking like I'm talking.
Like I should talk.
He's talking like this. And he said, hi, it's very nice to meet you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just looking at him. And he says, do me a favor, get me a bumper sticker. So I got him a bumper sticker. And he says to me, he said, is this the way you position the station? I mean, very subtle like this. And I'm like, yeah. He said, okay, I got it. Microphone opens up. Oh, yeah, Randy Macho Man Savage here on the home of rock and roll, 94 HJY. Rick O.B., what you up to? Unbelievable.
So he was an entertainer.
Oh, beyond.
Because you can put some people on
and
the
a big steroid user, too, I might add.
Well, yes, you can put some people on the radio, and they're just not radio people.
No.
They just talk.
Those guys get it.
But yeah, so he got it.
They know how to work the mic.
Okay.
Is how we say it. Let's move on to our furry little friends, shall we?
Our friends, yes.
Hazel, who was the star of podcast numero uno.
She was.
Oh, my
Hazel.
Lord. bouncing up and down. She's like peeking. Nope, there she is. She's right in the middle of us again. She's right here.
Oh.
Hazel, come here, honey.
Hi, Schmoopy.
Hazel is my, there she is the yellow lab, and she is the unofficial mascot of this fine podcast.
So cute. I love this dog.
As long as you don't get that too close to the breath.
Oh, my God. Her breath
Look out.
could kill armies.
Look out.
What is that?
It's a secret weapon. It's our secret defense here at Chez
She
St.
answers
Pierre.
the door over here.
Ain't
That's
nobody
the thing.
getting in this house.
There she is.
Ain't nobody getting in this
There
house
she
with
is.
her. Thanks,
Hi,
Hazel.
buddy.
Americans are concerned, this is really interesting, about going back to work, how it's going to affect their pets.
Yeah, I don't, you know what? I don't doubt that. And
Have you treated Molly, your dog, any differently during the pandemic?
well, here's the thing. She got fat too.
I know, you mentioned
No,
that.
honest to God.
You said this, I love this. She let herself go. Like she's got options. You know,
She
like this
did.
dog's got options. Like all of a sudden
She
she's
had
not
food
going to be.
issues.
All of a sudden she's not doing Nutrisystem anymore.
No,
I mean,
well, when
it's a
we-
dog, for God's sakes.
When we got to the vet, so I had,
Jesus.
it's, one of these things.
Sweet Jesus, as
I know,
Gresh would
sweet
say.
baby Jesus. So you have to let them take your dog. And so we go into the vet, and when she calls, the vet calls, and
they
she's
come-
on
come-
speakerphone in the car.
yeah.
And so I had a couple people in the car, and so we were all kind of whispering. And I did not know that the vet could hear us. So I
great.
said, shh. How much did she weigh? And so the vet says, yeah, that's a problem because she's put on about 15 pounds.
15 pounds, that dog?
She did. She's 70 pounds. Well, and so I know.
That dog should not be 15 pounds heavier than the last time I saw it.
Well, that's why I'm trying to tell you. She let herself go. She just was
No,
sitting
she
around.
didn't. It's you. It's you guys. You guys are feeding
It's the guests
Molly.
that come and visit.
Oh, yeah.
It's the guests. And she eats the cat food. And so I have to come up with a better
And
system.
of course, the very first thing you want to do when you come in here is give her a treat if there's one available.
Well,
it's just what we do.
No, first I want the dish rag. Then she gets
But
the
it's what we do, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. Now, what's going to
should I be
happen?
ashamed
What's
about
going to
that?
happen? Listen to this.
What's going to happen?
Because of all the time that people had with their pets,
Yeah.
80% of people say that they had more because of more time to bond with their pets, and because of that, they're not going to be real quick to be able to part with them. So if you go back to work,
Yeah.
right, you're going to want to take the dog with you,
You're
right?
going to see a lot of fake orange vests that say therapy dog.
You know all about that.
Yeah, I know.
You certainly know all about that, all right?
TT? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
And Americans will do just about anything for their dogs. I know I would do just about anything
Yes.
for my dog. Do you let your dog sleep in the bed?
Of course I do.
Okay.
She has her own pillow.
All right.
We snuggle.
Yep.
And we hang out. And when
Check.
she,
Me too.
yeah,
Check.
when she gets hot, I let her go. And,
Get up on the couch?
yeah, she gets up on the couch.
Me too. Check. Make them their own dinner with human food? No,
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
I make her
Once they-
turkey and grilled turkey and all.
Once they eat human food, they don't go back. They don't go back.
No, well, yeah. But she doesn't like bananas. Does any dog like bananas?
Yes.
My dog
my
doesn't.
dog loves
Really?
bananas. Loves bananas. In fact, the general manager, it's funny you mentioned that, of WPRO, Holly, just posted on her Facebook page her dog eating a banana, and she asked the same question. Do any of you people out there have a dog
Well,
who also
Holly,
eats bananas?
Great minds must think alike then.
I do. I have a dog that eats banana. How about this one? Oh, no. I draw the line here. Let them go into the bathroom while you're doing your business. Do you let Molly go in there when...
I do, and here's why. Yes, well, here's why. Because
No.
I sit, well, of course, and so then she wants her butt scratched. So she figures if I'm going to be in there for a while, she takes her nose, opens up
Time
the
and
door,
place for everything.
and then so you're just kind of like
There's
scratching
a
her.
time and there's a place for everything. You do your business and then scratch the butt later.
What can I say?
The dog's
I'm
butt.
not gonna.
You can do your
lie.
business and scratch
I know
your
I'm
own
not
butt.
the only. Yes, you can. I'm not the only one who does this. I know, so I'm not embarrassed to say.
All right.
Perhaps I should be,
Lastly.
but I am not.
Make a Christmas or a holiday card that features
course.
the dog.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
And she gets her own cookies, and she gets her own Christmas stocking, and she gets her own presents.
Yep.
In that stocking.
Same thing with Hazel. Same
Yes.
thing. She has a Christmas stocking too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just said
it's
that.
an embroidered
Pops
Christmas stocking.
just said that. Yes, she does. And then your bride makes her homemade biscuits.
Yep, homemade cookies.
Yeah,
but
the dogs
also,
are spoiled.
and it lets other dogs in the neighborhood have a taste too. Speaking of taste, it's time for food, and we love food here.
We do.
At Chez St.Pierre.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I like this particular
Oh, man. What
item.
are we
though.
eating this week? This
Check.
time?
No, we're not doing eat
We're not
this.
doing
this.
eat this?
Next
Thank
time.
God.
Next time, we
right.
had cauliflower pretzel sticks, And you know what? They weren't that bad, and we finished them here at Chez St.Pierre.
Yeah, I know.
We ate them.
I know.
You tried to take them home.
I did. I tried to take that bag. No.
I snarled them. I grabbed them.
Yeah, this is kind of funky. This is about Spam now. The big U.S. names in the plant-based meat arena have been Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods.
Meat arena.
Yeah, have you had an Impossible sandwich?
I have.
Or Beyond?
I have.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
Not bad.
Okay, now there's a new vegan brand. It's called Omni Pork. And that's bringing a plant-based Spam and pork substitute to our stores just this month.
Well, Spam is a substitute.
Well, no, I thought Spam...
It's a quote. Ready? Pork product.
I thought it was
That's what it says.
The extras.
Lips and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that was, yes.
If you read...
you want me to continue reading?
No, if you read...
Glasses.
If you read the label on a can of Spam...
Who reads labels? Does anybody do that?
Well, I wish I had. Growing up, I wish I had read that label.
True.
We couldn't rub two nickels together in my household growing up, so we had a lot of Spam.
Aww.
And it's a Spam product. It's a pork product, it says. So it's meat-like. So they're going to have plant-based Spam, basically.
Yeah, Omni Pork.
Okay.
It's a combination of pea, non-GMO soy, rice, and shiitake mushrooms.
Okay.
And
I like mushrooms.
Yeah. And I guess that they say that they only use 68% of the energy to produce regular pork, and their products have calcium, fiber, and iron as nutritional benefits.
I don't give a damn how much energy it takes them to make the thing.
Spam has calcium.
That's their...
Bon appetit. Here's your... Instead of milk, have some Spam.
Spam is a classic... Spam is a classic product that starts about this big when you put it in the frying pan, and when you take it out, it's about that big.
And the thing about it is,
fat.
if you fry it, that's probably the best way to eat it, but it just stinks.
Yeah.
It's got an odor that's not pleasing to these large nostrils.
As Letterman used to scream on his program, "Who's frying bologna?"
Yeah, who's frying bologna,
you
pal?
walk in the house and who's frying bologna? Galling and appalling, stuff that really gives us the red butt, if you will, just peeves us off.
Yes. What do we got?
Well, I've been ragging on the Journal for as long as I can remember.
Yes,
Buddy,
you have.
Buddy,
why is that?
Buddy's certainly labeled because it sucks.
Let's talk. Let's go back to the genesis of this. No, somebody must have written something that was not nice about you or someone that you love.
No.
What is it really?
Listen,
it's not
the
a
Providence
personal
Journal.
thing?
The Providence Journal has written a lot of very nice things about me over the years, and a lot of negative things about some of the choices I've made from a programming standpoint over the years, and blah 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 blah. You know, you take the good with the bad. If you're a public figure, so be it. But you shouldn't be ponying up $5 a pop on a Sunday for like 3 articles. And
I agree.
It's ridiculous. And guess what happened today? Guess what we got in the mail today?
What'd you get?
Attention, Providence Journal subscriber. Thank you so much, fill in the blank, your name, for being a subscriber for so long.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the changes in our industry, they're going to raise the price again.
But how much?
I didn't even, I threw it out. I just got so pissed off. I threw it. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Whatever it is, it's too much. But the Providence Journal is going to be raising it.
Well, now here's the question. We know that he's upset, and we know that he doesn't like the Journal, but are you going to continue to get it on Sunday?
If I can write it off.
See, that's the thing.
If I can write it off,
That's a radio talk show listener. You know, I don't know why I listen. I can't stand this show.
And then you listened again.
But you're listening, and you made a phone call to me today. Well,
right. I'm never listening again.
I know.
Until tomorrow. Until
tomorrow, and they're back on the horn.
And then the other beautiful thing I love about talk radio is, let's boycott their businesses. That's never, ever worked.
No,
likely
I don't like
never
that.
will, and that's not the way to get your point across. A brouillon of the day. What's a brouillon? By the way, Tony Bristol, whom we mentioned last week or in the last podcast. See,
the legendary Tony Bristol.
I got to get this lingo down. Whom we mentioned because he verified Buddy Cianci's definition of a brouillon.
He did.
Which is like the town idiot. And Tony texted me today, or Facebook messaged one or the other, just to say that he already listened to the first podcast. Big thumbs up. Thank you, Tony.
Nice.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
But would Tony tell you if the program really...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know? I mean, would he? He doesn't want to hurt you.
God, yeah. Are you kidding
You're
me?
retiring,
Tony would say to me...
After everything that's happened to
Tony
you?
would say to me, you're losing all your hair.
Do you think he wants to hurt you?
No. He'd look at me and he'd say... He's an honest guy. He'd look at me and he'd say... Man, you're losing all your hair, and you're ugly too. Yeah, no. Listen, he would not hold back. He wouldn't hold back.
I'm glad that he thinks that the show is.
And another candidate, our final candidate for Brouillon of the Week, before I strap on the accordion.
Yes.
I'm going to let you read that as I strap on the accordion.
See, this is what he does. Here we go. No glasses. Oakland pitcher. Luzardo breaks finger playing video game. Okay, Jesus. Okay, I guess this is a big deal. I wouldn't know. Oakland A's pitcher, Jesus Luzardo.
Jesus.
Jesus.
What the hell's wrong?
It says Jesus.
Well, that's pronounced Jesus in his country.
How would I know? All right, Jesus is out indefinitely after breaking the... Oh, no, can you play that under me? Because that's cool. Do you have any take me out to the ball game stuff over there?
Don't have it mastered yet.
All right. Well, anyway, Jesus, indefinitely is out. He broke his pinky finger on his pitching hand when he accidentally banged his hand on the table while playing a video game on Saturday. It doesn't even say what game he was playing. The left-hander was put on the 10-day injured list Sunday after an x-ray showed he had a hairline fracture. Jesus. Luzardo is our brilliant of the week.
All right. A lot of people didn't know I had a bit of a...
You have a gift.
Ability.
He has a gift.
A bit of an ability. Now, we talked about Oktoberfest, unfortunately, closing down for the second year in a row because of the COVID. And you and I have both been there. And
yes.
They have oompa bands, you know? They have oompa bands.
Oh, they do. Oh, it's great. And they all stand on the tables. There's about 10, 15 guys. Everybody's drinking and they're banging their glasses. And these guys are doing exactly what Ron's doing.
They roll out the barrel, but at the end of the session, when they're going to take a break, they play this little ditty. And at the end of it, you go, eins, zwei, drei, humph, or something. And everybody takes the stein.
I was probably under the table by that point.
Let me see if I can read.
Okay.
They play this.
Let's see if it brings me back. I remember buying the beer. I remember drinking the beer. It's becoming a haze. No. No, I disappeared. I made the move. I'm out.
So anyway, what do you want to close it with?
The huge Lady of Spain. This is a timeless classic. Take it away, Ron. It's the end of our fine podcast.
I forgot how to play it.
This is what happens when you get old, just mid.
And you're retired.
And you're retired. I'm not either. I'm just old. I just show up here because you let me.
Where's Jen's glasses?
Good night.
Next time, I hope.
You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.